All right, welcome to Duke TV Online. Today we are broadcasting outside the studio somewhere in Lagos. It may not really matter. But the issue I've brought this morning is one issue I can't wait to make my comments upon. I just stumbled on it in the social media. And what is it about? It's about the flamboyant Oluwo of Iwo himself, Oba Abdulrasheed Akanbi Adewale, the Oluwo of Iwo land, who was alleged to have said, and I quote, "Since I was born, I've never seen a king who powders his entire face. That he has never seen a king that rubs powder all over his face." And then, as open as such statement may be, trust the social media and the commentators. It's been alleged that the statement is actually meant for the Oni of Ife, Oba Enitan Adeyeye Ogunwusi, the Oni of Ife. So I want to look at this matter from three angles. First, the angle of the reportage itself, then the Olu of Iwo, and then the Oni of Ife. You will agree with me that these are the three major areas that this matter is standing on. So talking about the reportage, my comment is that the Olu of Iwo never mentioned Oni of Ife. These are the kind of things that people like us refrain from in practicing journalism. We refrain from it. Of course, sensationalism is good. It draws people to your page. It's what people want to read. It's attractive. But there's also the principle of fairness. You can't be sensational. You cannot sacrifice fairness on the altar of sensationalism. That's my own principle. So he has not mentioned Oni of Ife. And we will not say that if you look at the entire, let's say Yoruba land, let's limit ourselves to Yoruba land. We will not say that if Oni rubs powder at all, he won't be the only Oba that rubs powder. At any rate, the last time I've checked, I'm not aware that rubbing powder is a crime. It's not a crime, it's not a sin, rubbing powder. As a matter of fact, rubbing powder is not without its own merit. But when you rub powder, I'm not talking of a man bleaching. I'm not talking of a man doing makeup or a man wearing bogus jewelries. I'm talking of powder, white powder. I think what is permissible for men is white powder, slightly rubbed. The advantage of it is that it insulates, protects your face from the harsh environmental particles. Our face is the most exposed part of our body. It's always open. It's not like other part of the body that is covered with clothes. Our face is always open. So if you rub slap powder, it will shield your face from the harsh environmental particles. And so when you take your bath, it's that powder that will just sweep off, that will just wash off. Just wash off the powder. And so your facial skin remains as constant as it is. It's fully protected. So there's nothing wrong. And if you choose not to rub powder, it's your choice. You have also not committed any offense or crime. So if rubbing powder, I don't even see. And why we should refrain from petty comments like this is that if you look at the commentary under this post, trust Nigerian commentators. Some people have said, okay, you have not seen a king that rub powder on his body, on his face since you were born. We too, we have never seen a king that wraps Indian hemp inside the palace. That they have not seen a king ever since they were born that wraps Indian hemp inside the palace. They are saying that, they are throwing that back at the Olu of Iwo, Oba Abdulrasheed Akanbi Adewale. And one thing I would like to draw attention to is that we have institutions to protect. These characters we are talking about, they represent institutions. Those institutions are very, very dear to us. They are very dear to us. They are what we have. They are what we take to competition with other regions. How can we be rubbishing our own institution? And then we see the way others take their own with reverence. Take Benin, for example. They don't joke with their king. They don't. And that's why sometimes, no matter the validity of your point, no matter how committed or, that you are, when you have an issue with a king, if you have an issue with a king, remember that when you are talking against that king, remember the institution the king represents. Don't limit your consideration to the person of the king. Also consider the institution he represents. But is it not even so unfortunate that it's even between kings, a sitting king, that will be throwing this kind of jibe, which of course he may wake up tomorrow and deny. But if we look deeper, we cannot say there is no issue between Oni and between Oluwo and Oni. I also remember Oluwo once alleged Oni to have affairs with his wife, his former wife. This kind of talk, if I have my way, you go to court. If truly there's an offense or crime committed by so doing, maybe the woman was still in your house and somebody, and I don't know the kind of law that one can take advantage of in pursuing such matter. So the beautiful thing is that the woman is gone. The woman is gone. So whether somebody was with her or no, it no longer matter. Leave things to God. Leave things to let people say. So I think this kind of development now gives room to people concluding that that statement is meant for Oni of Ife, or probably Oni also rubs powder. And I want to say categorically that if Oni rubs powder, he has not committed any sin or offense at all. It's fine, it's good for him to do so. And let me tell us this. I have some admiration for Olu of Iwo. I like his fashionista sense. I like the kind of way he's trying to lift up the morale of his community, Iwo. He mingles with the people, interacts with them. He does things consciously to bring that community to limelight, to restore life into that community. He then is independently opinionated. So all this endears him to me. But I will still tell him the truth. There are some things he dabbles into that is unbefitting of a king. Oba Oluwo should refrain from that. Oni, on the other side, I see him as a king who, relatively young though, but his level of maturity, his charisma, his perseverance is highly remarkable. That's my opinion about him, which I am entitled to. So, If you're having issue with such a person, that people know you can absorb, you can pacify, then who then will you not have issue with? Who then? So we all know what if we will not respect our king, like I said earlier, let's respect the institution they represent. We all know what Ilefe means to us as Yoruba people. We know what. So if we cannot respect Oba Adeyeye Enito Musi, let us respect the Oni of Ife. Let us respect the Oni of Ife. I don't know if you understand the difference. There is what you can do to Ogunwusi the way you like. You cannot do it to Oni of Ife. And then Ogunwusi and Oni of Ife, they are now fused into one, inseparable. So whatever aspersion you cast on the Oba Ogunwusi, you are casting it on the throne of the Ife. And that is not decent enough. That is not decorous enough. So let's take this matter beyond Ife and Iwo now. Let's escalate it. Let's escalate it to every other community in Yoruba land where we're having fuses with our traditional institutions. Let us be circumspect about it. Let us be circumspect. Let us strike that dichotomy between the occupant of the throne and the throne itself. At every point in time, we must respect the throne. And there's no way you respect the throne without respecting the occupier of the throne. That is the technicality there. So may God restore peace into our land. I think in summary, Oluwo may need to start getting more circumspect in his utterances. He's a traditional ruler, respected one. A traditional ruler that I love. In fact, my interest is because I like him. That's why this matter interests me. Because I know Oni will not even reply to anybody. I can trust Oni on that. The maturity is world class. And some of us making insinuations, let us also, slow down on that so that we have permanent peace in our land. This is the time that all hands must be on deck, including traditional rulers, government, and stakeholders alike, to tackle the prevalent insecurity in the country. It is not time for petty bickering that will take us to nowhere. Thank you very much. God bless you.